Boom! What's going on, guys? Welcome into your Energy News Beat here on this gorgeous Monday, March 1st, 2021. As always, I'm your humble correspondent, Michael Derrick, coming to you from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado, joined by the executive producer of the show, the purveyor of the show, the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, EnergyNewsBeat.com, Stuart Turley. How you doing, my man?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and as Bruce Willis said in The Fifth Element, sky's blue, water's wet.
Words of wisdom, as always, from the sage of Dallas. So, guys, we have a great show for you lined up. You can check out everything we have in a bag of chips to my left here. But first, guys, again, continue to subscribe. World's greatest YouTube channel, Energy News Beat. Hit that pesky notifications button. Check us out on the web. It's legit an IV of news. If you're like me and walk around with an IV drip of coffee every day, and you need it for news, trust me, EnergyNewsBeat.com, the best place for all of your go-to energy stuff. Stu, I feel like all's right in the world today. I look at my stock tickers today, everything up about 2 percentage points, oil prices down. As much as I hate to say it, all seems right with the way trading is going. Top line indices read as followed. SPY's up 2.5 percentage points. NASDAQ trading about 2.8 percentage points on the upside. Dow Jones just over 2 percentage points. Why? Well, yields fell a little bit. 10-year Treasury dipped to 1.4 percentage points, falling off its recent high of 1.6 percentage points. Here's the quote out of Goldman Sachs chief equity strategist. Investors continue to ask whether or not the level of rates has become a threat to equity valuations. Our answer is an emphatic no. Our bullish equity view has already embedded expectations of rising interest rates. Whoop, Stu, you were talking about inflation this morning. Goldman Sachs don't care about it. So, and this is where maybe a longer show needs to happen. But what is happening in the difference between both sides? Are we going to see inflation? Are we not? I mean, because clearly there's a large swath of the economic community who believes we can continue to just pump money in and not see massive inflation. As you know, Stu's been on the other side. Me, I don't know. A lot of this stuff feels like natural gas prices to me, where you've got two people on wildly different sides of the argument using the same data to justify the spot, and I'm like, I don't know. It'd be very interesting to watch. It looked like the yields were able to stay at that 1.42% level, so, you know, it could be interesting. Also, stocks that were that are sort of tied with the reopening did very well, as it looks like vaccine optimism is up there. Stu, stand over. We're about to stab you here. One else, the House passed the $1.9 trillion stimulus relief bill, which is called the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. They did that early Saturday. It now moves to the Senate. It'll have $1,400 checks to individuals making less than, I think, $50,000 or $75,000. There's a $600. I'll take the check, Stu. I ain't mad. It was unemployment, $600, because that ends March 15th, so they want to re-up another $600, add-on to the unemployment insurance. Obviously there's a lot of pork. But we don't have all day to go through all that. There's a lot of money going overseas. I'm trying to think what else is. There's something else that's in there that I thought would be helpful. Oh, yes. They weren't able to throw in the $15 minimum wage. So all you fight for 15ers, I'm sorry. But it does look like they're going to have to use what's called budget reconciliation to pass this. I'm not a politics guy, but apparently that means it's basically going to pass up and down 50-50, and then Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to obviously vote for it. So it'll be a close bill. Be interesting to see if somebody like Manchin or any one of those more conservative Democrats, if they swatch over. I know Manchin backtracked on checks. He was against them. Now he's for them. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. As I mentioned, oil prices actually down today. Why? I think it's becoming very apparent that on March 3rd and 4th during the OPEC meetings, there's going to be about 1 million barrels come back online. We cover at nauseum OPEC's cheating and how you can't even really take those numbers seriously. So I'm not even going to get into that. Oil, on that regard, dropped about 1.9 percentage points. We're trading about 60.33. I mean, would love to keep seeing that $60, but as you know, my position, I think we're overvalued even at this point. So in my opinion, a healthy pullback. Brent drops 2 percentage points, 63.40, back into that WTI curve. only loses about 1.7 percentage points, 56.64. Natural gas up a little bit, one off an expected really large draw this Thursday. It also looks like it's going to be a little cooler throughout the Midwest here. I know it's going to be nice in Denver. I looked at the weather, but look at me, Mike, looking at the weather. Good for you. But it looks like there's a cold front coming through on the central side, which is again. Colder it gets, we're going to see natural gas prices continue to rise. $2.77 back into the natural gas curve, $3 even. That's about a half a percentage point on the upside. I mean, we got some movers XOP's up 3%. I mean, so it is a weird day. Oil prices down 2 percentage points. XOP and OIH both up 3 percentage points. So, I mean, great day for equities all around on the energy side. Still some movers on the downside. Arch Resources, Berry Petroleum, Delk Holdings, American Resource Corporation, and Chinook Limited, our friends over in China, about a $53 billion market cap company. They're down 1.5 percentage points, and we will cover that line a little bit. On the upside, good numbers, Stu. I mean, Next Decade up 6 percentage points. Haldor up 6 percentage points. Houston American Energy up 7 percentage points. Western Midstream, great day for them. They're a $7.5 billion market cap company, up 9 percentage points. Antero Resources, $2.95 billion company. They're up 9 percentage points today. So, I mean, QEP up big today. Diamondbacks up big. Ovinton back from the dead.
The artist formerly known as.
And the artist formerly known as. Southwestern had a good day for. I mean, so good numbers all around for equities, baby. It's, make energy great again. Stu, what do you got on the international news desk for us?
Hey, we got some fun. This weekend was just nutty. First one out of the blocks is my boys over in Iran. Here we are. They're shooting off a missile here. You got to love that. But the title of the article is Iran formally rejects offer of direct EU brokered nuclear talks with the Biden administration.
That was keeping me up. I really thought they would get in on that. It was keeping me up all week.
But what does this mean for oil? This means they're going to pump out as much as they possibly can. So with the meeting coming up on Thursday and Friday, Iran could care less. They don't care about OPEC plus. They don't care about anything. The head guy over the Islamic Republic, blah, blah, blah. We're going to pump everything we can. Okay. That one's down around the corner. Here we come. You ready for this one? This is kind of fun. China keeping rare earth minerals in back pocket to punish Biden if he gets out of line. Boy, that isn't like China rolling up a newspaper and hitting Biden in the nose if he gets a little tough. We need those rare earth minerals, but we'd better figure out a different place to get them because they're going to hold them hostage. I thought this was an interesting quote. The previous administration, they were unable to hold the previous administration hostage. Wow. Okay, moving right around the corner. Here we have Pemba out of our buddies over in Canada. This one is an $8 billion Jordan Cove, and it's a pipeline coming out of Pemba can no longer predict start date for the Oregon Jordan Cove LNG. This thing's huge. Mm-hmm. It would be a lot of export for Canada and the U.S., and we don't know when it's going to kick in now because of it would go to 7.5 million tons of LNG per year. Don't know when, regulations. Enphase is also at 5.5%, which is the chip making solar panel gear. So, solar stuff is looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I think solar is, all this stuff has a bunch of money flowing into it, so you might as well get into it. Again, Stu, as always, great job with the international news desk. You can check all of that stuff via the world's greatest website, energynewsbeat.com. Couple things on the on the U.S. side. Denbury on Friday reported fourth quarter earnings. Not great. They lose 53. They have a net income or net loss, I should say, of about $53 million. That's losing about $1.07 a share. I thought it was kind of funny. Fresh. IR guy of the week, Denbury. Not quite. It's early. I'm not quite calling.
He's in the running. IR
but
guy
he's
in the running.
because this is what we're calling it now, Stu. Where did it go? Let me go up here. It was called Fresh Start Accounting and Predecessor versus Successor. Quote, upon emergence from bankruptcy on September 18, 2020, the company applied Fresh Start Accounting. That's what it's called now. Fresh Start Accounting, Stu. They used to be doing expired old accounting. Now it's Fresh Start Accounting.
Right.
It just absolutely cracks me up. Oh, Fresh Start Accounting.
Fresh Start Accounting.
They're saved.
That's not non-GAAP. That's
it's going to
GAAP.
save the fact that CO2, it's going to cover up the fact that CO2 flooding is a terrible business model. Oh, wait, no, it won't actually. It just sounds good in the press release. Absolutely cracks me up. I'm dying reading this. I was reading their fourth quarter results. I was like, what is this Fresh Start Accounting junk? Oh, never mind. It's just some IR guy.
Sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Fresh Start Accounting. Yeah, exactly. And it's like gluten-free and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible for you. So, no, guys. Denbury off. They changed to Fresh Start Accounting. XOP up 2.8 percentage points. Denbury down a percentage point. So clearly that Fresh Start Accounting, it's working great for you guys. Keep it going. Keep it going. I'm going to go find some companies with some actual flavor.
Is that fresh squeezed?
No, it's that fresh squeezed stuff that doesn't even taste good. You're like, this tastes like a root. I'm now just eating a root.
In a blender.
Stu, you gave me this story. Is the ERCOT mess that's still going on right now? Yeah. 1.3 billion. It sounds like they're short on people's electrical bills. They need generators, basically they're 1.3, this article says, several utilities told Texas lawmakers Friday that they were still awaiting payment from grid operator known as ERCOT for the power that they provided during the grid emergency. ERCOT issued a notice saying they remain $1.3 billion short of what they need to pay generators due to non-payment from other market participants. Woo!
What's a few billion between friends, Michael?
Where do you stand on this? Should we bail them out? Should we bail out Texas? Should we bail them out?
I got real mixed emotions on this. I hate bailouts, but we have so much pork that we're bailing out all these other cities around the U.S.
Just throw some more pork in there. Why not? Just throw a little more pork.
What's a few billion and a couple trillion? But, there's so many special interest groups in there. And guess who the loser is in this? The consumers.
So if this was California, would you think the same way?
I would think the same way. And now California would be getting a bailout.
I don't believe other people who say, I believe you because I know you, but I don't believe there's some people that are, we need a bailout in Texas. But if this was California, they'd be laughing and say, no, deal with it. So I'm all about consistency.
I don't like bailouts. But on the other hand, if we could get...
That's why I know you don't. That's why I asked you the question.
But if we could work it out so that the consumers get the money, so they're not hammered, that is a difference.
Yeah.
Because if it gets passed down to the consumers, it's not fair.
And I joke about it, but if you actually, gun to my head, I got to take a side. I think you have to bail them out because unlike, ERCOT, this money, this $1.3 billion, that's directly because people can't pay their electric bills. It's not like this is some bank who just needs some money to flow through. There's a consumer side here. Now, I don't like bailout. That's the gun to my head. Now, is it fun to joke that Texas screams that they want us to secede all the time, and now the one time they need the government, they got their hand out? It's a little ironic. You got to give me that.
Hey, I'll secede in 2 seconds since I'm here.
But you need a bailout first. You got to bail us out and then let us secede. Hey, makes sense. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm trying to poke too much fun. It still just cracks me up. Anything else today, Stu?
No, you did great today, Michael. Thank you.
After we will not have anybody from Texas ever watch this show again. So good job, Michael.
I said everything pro Texas.
I'm just giving you a hard time. To everybody in Texas and everybody watching the show, we really appreciate it. All your support. Yeah, seriously, everybody internationally that Stu's brought. Continue to just follow us. We appreciate it. Stay tuned. Our app is coming down the way. Really excited about that bad boy. I know Stu's fired up. We've seen some mock-ups of it. It looks good, my man. We'll release all of that information. But we're going to let you get out of here, get back to work, finish your day. For Stuart Turley, I'm Michael Taylor. See you guys tomorrow on the Energy Beat.